Good morning, guys. So today we are going to see the lab program, which is going to deal with the topics of structures. So what is the aim of the program? So here in this program, we have to implement a structure to read, write, and compute average marks of the students. And we also have to print the student who is above the average and the students who are below the average in a class of n students. So basically, as you already know what exactly a structure means, a structure is a user-defined data type which stores elements of similar and dissimilar types. That means a structure has an ability to store heterogeneous elements. So in this program, what we are going to do is we are going to implement a structure for a student. So that structure contains some attributes of a student's like roll number, name, and marks of the students. So if you can see in this particular program listed here, so already we know how to create a structure. We create a structure in various ways, and one of the way to create a structure is using a keyword struct. So here we have created a structure and the name of the structure is student. Okay, so carefully observe here, this is the structure. Okay, and the name of the structure is student, and we have following attributes of a student as the member of structures. So the first member of a student structure is roll number, and which is of type integer. And then we have an array to store a name, and that is another member of a structure. And finally we have marks as the structure member. So we have three members to a structure, and the name of the structure is student. Okay, so coming to this program, so let us just start with the main function. So we know that if we want to access any of these members of a structure, we need to create a variable of structure type. Using this variable, we can access the member of a structure. So if you can see the variable here the variable is not of normal type. It is an array variable. Why we are creating an array variable is the program aim says that it is not a record of single student. It is a record of n students. That means we need to store the name, marks, and roll number of not one student. We have to store the name, marks, and roll number of n number of students. So that is the reason we have created an variable, that is an array variable, and the variable name is yes. And this yes is an array of type student. And what is student? Student is a structure. Okay, now this array variable can access the roll number, name, and marks. Okay, if it would have been a single student, we would have just written, instead of this, we would have just written simple s. Since it is an n number of students, we are supposed to create uh, an array variable. So this program can store a record of 100 students. Okay, and then we have two variables. So what is the reason we created student variable is that if any of these members of a structure has to be accessed, that should be via the student structure variable. Without this variable, you cannot access these members. Okay, and now then we have two variables n comma I, where n is going to deal with number of students. We can store 100 records, but still we can ask the user to enter how many student details you need to store. And I is a variable which is going to control your loops. And as we all know that we need to find out the students who is scoring above and below the average marks. So we need to calculate average. What is average? Average is nothing but the number of students, the sum of the marks what they have scored divided by number of students. That will give you an average. So to calculate sum, we require a variable called as sum, and to calculate average, we require a variable called as avg. So first we ask user how many students details you need to enter. That means, are you going to enter 100 students or 10 students or 1 students or 2 students, whatever it is, and that will be saved in n. So let us take n is equal to 3. That means we are going to store the students, 3 students details. And now let us enter one by one the student details. Okay, so first we need to enter the first student detail. Okay, so we can see here clearly there is an array. Because student details are stored in an array, so we are going to run it from 0th index. Okay, so the first student, so look at here, enter the student, and what is the current I value? Current I value is 0. Okay, so current I value is equal to 0 because loop starts from 0. So now we are entering the first student details. Okay, so enter student, and you can see here it is 0 plus 1. I plus 1 is 0 plus 1. This is just to make sure that which student detail you are entering. We are entering the first student detail. Okay, so what is the first student detail? What you need to enter first? First you need to enter name. Okay, so you are entering the name. So what is name? Name is of type string because it's an array of characters. So we are asking scanf percentage s ampersand, and carefully observe here, if you want to access this name, that should be via s, and s is not a normal variable, it is an array variable. So you can clearly see that we are writing s of I. So what is s of I? So the first student detail should be saved in I value is now 0. So s of 0 dot name, that means the first student detail will be stored in an array s of 0. Okay, and similarly we are asking the user to enter the asking the user to enter the roll number. So what is the roll number we need to enter? We need to enter the roll number in a variable called as roll number. And what is its type? It is integer. So we are telling percentage %d, and we are asking the user to enter the roll number. So you can see that where that roll number is stored, again that roll number can be accessed only by s, and this is a roll number of which student? 0th index student. So it should be stored in s of 0 dot roll number. So the next thing will be stored in s of 0 dot roll number. Okay, and next what you need to enter, we have one more detail to be entered. That is, we need to enter next the marks. So you can clearly see here, next we are asking the user to enter the marks. Marks of which student? The first student. Again, the first student marks this marks can be accessed by only the variable s using dot operator. So you can see that everywhere, whenever you access these members, we are using this array variable dot that member name. And but the thing is, it's not a normal variable, it's an array variable. So the first student detail has to be stored in student marks, should be stored in s of 0 dot marks. That means now we have finished entering the first student detail, and first student details like roll number, marks, and his name is stored in which index? 0th index of structure variable. Now this loop has been finished for the first iteration, and again now I value will be changed from 0 to I plus plus. So what is I plus plus value? It is 1. So is it 1 is less than 3? Because I is less than n. What is the value of n? N 3. 1 is less than 3? Yes, it is 1 is less than 3. So you are now going to enter the student. Which student? I plus 1. That is second student detail. So what is the current value of I? 1. 1 plus 1 will be 2. So you are entering the details of second student. And since the first student details are all stored in 0th index, the second student's detail will be stored in first index. So what is the first thing? What you need to enter? You need to enter the name of the student, and that will be stored now. The I value has been changed. Name is stored again in an array of characters. So it is stored in a variable called as name, but we can't access name directly. It should be through structure member s of unread. So s of 1 dot name. This will become s of 1 dot name. Okay. Now the next thing what you are going to enter is the roll number. We are supposed to enter next the. So next, that is the thing, we have stored next roll number. So you can see that the roll number has been stored now in s of 1 dot roll number. The reason is because the I value is 1 now. So since we are storing the details of the second student, index will be 1. Next, enter the marks. Where will be the marks entered? It will be again, marks can be accessed via the same structure variable, but the index is going to change. Now we have entered 2 student details. S of 0 and S of 1. What are the details we have entered? We have entered name, roll number, and marks of 2 students. Now, since we are going to enter the marks and name and roll numbers of 3 students, we have left out with one more iteration. So the loop will again become I plus plus. That will be I is equal to 2. So it checks whether 2 is less than 3. Yes, 2 is less than 3. Now it asks the user to enter the student details of which student I plus 1. I plus 1 means what is the current value of I? 2. 2 plus 1, that is 3. So this value will be replaced by 3. Enter the student 3 details. So what is the first thing you need to enter? The name. Student name is stored in which variable? The variable called as name. So name, can we directly access it? No, it should be via S, but S is an array. So which index should access this name now? I. What is the current value of I? 2. So the next student detail will be stored in S of 2 dot name. And similarly, roll number will be saved in S of 2 dot roll number. And similarly, the marks will be stored in S of 2 dot marks. So that means we have entered 0th index student detail, first index student detail, and second index student detail. That means 3 details of 3 student records have been recorded. Okay, now what happens? Again, this loop will come and it will become I is equal to 3. But when I becomes 3, this condition becomes false. But what is the current value of I? I is 3. And what is the n value? 3. Is it 3 is less than 3? No. Why it is going to become false? Because we are supposed to enter only 3 student details as per the number of students we have entered. So we have done all this job where we have entered all the details of the students. Now, once the student's detail has been entered, next thing what you need to do is we have to concentrate on their marks. That means what is the first student mark, what is the second student mark, and what is the third student marks. That means we need to find out the sum of the students' marks. That means first student might have scored 50, second might have scored 100, third might have scored 60. That means we need to find out their average of marks first. 3 students and what is their average. So before finding out an average marks, we should find out the sum. So that is what we are doing. First, compute the sum. How? How do you compute the sum? So all the marks are stored in which member? Marks. Okay. So we need to access each student marks. So again a loop. 0 marks, index marks, first index marks, and second index marks. So it will go up to n. So you can see that first we are going to get sum plus is equal to S of I dot marks means it's a short form. Okay, shorthand notation. So when it get expanded, it will be sum is equal to sum plus S of I dot marks. So initially what you can do is you can initialize this sum is equal to 0. Otherwise it takes junk value. So make sure that it is initialized to 0. So it will be 0.0 because it's a floating point value. Okay, so first marks. So let us take first marks has 50. Okay, or whatever it is. So first student marks is 50. Each student marks is computed here. So first S of 0 dot marks is computed. Second, S of 1 dot marks is computed. So S of 0 dot marks plus S of 1 dot marks plus S of 2 dot marks. So if you can see, let us see the snapshot. So here you can see what happens here. Enter the details. So first printf statement, what it asks, it's an output screenshot of what this program is being of. So here first what it asks, enter the number of students. Okay, so carefully observe, it asks the enter the number of students. How many students I'm giving? 3. Okay, so it will be stored in which variable? N variable. So next what you are supposed to do, enter the details. So one by one we need to enter the details. How many students details you have to enter? 3 student details you have to enter. So first it asks enter the details. So you can see that message. So next it comes to this loop, and in the loop first it asks enter the student. Which student? 0 plus 1, because the I value will be 0. So 0 plus 1 means it will be enter the student 1. So what will be this percentage D replaced by? It will be replaced by 1. Okay, so enter the first student. Next, after entering the first student, what we are doing, enter the name of the student. What is the name of the student? So you can see that it will be stored in which name variable? S of 0 dot name. Okay, it has been stored. So similarly, enter the roll number. Enter the roll number. That will be also saved in S of 0 dot roll number. And next, what you're supposed to enter? Enter the marks. That will be stored in S of 0 dot marks because I value is 0. So we have entered 3 students. What is the marks? 93. Next, similarly, loop will again run. Loop will run for now value will become from 0 to 1. So what will be all these things? It will be stored in S. Again, it will ask the same things for the first student. Now what happens? When it is I is equal to 1, this will become 1 plus 1. So you are supposed to enter the student details of 2. Okay, so we are going to enter the second student. So you can enter the student 2. What is his name? Scott. Roll number is 1001. Enter the marks is 85.75. So all these things will be stored in S of 1 dot name, S of 1 dot roll number, and S of 1 dot marks. And similarly, I value will become from 1 to 2. So what will be next? 1 plus 1 will be 2. So it will be S of 2 dot name, S of 2 dot roll number, and S of 2 dot marks. So everything will be stored in S of 2. So that means third student details has been entered. Once the student details has to be entered, out of these 3 students, we need to find out who is above the average and who is below the average. If you want to find out above average and below average, if you want to find out average, first we need to find out their sum of their marks. So average is nothing but total marks divided by number of students. So that is the reason we need to find out sum of their marks. So we need to access only their marks. So what are the marks are? 93 plus 85.75 plus 89.75. So this has to be computed. How? A loop, and then you have to write sum is equal to sum plus S of I dot marks. So each time when the I changes, in different students' marks will be added up. Okay. So we have computed sum here. After computing sum, what are we supposed to do? We need to find out the average. How do you find out the average? It's very simple. Average is given by sum divided by number of students. How many students? 3. So once the average is been found, we now need to find out which are the students, who are the students who are above the average and below the average. Okay, so we are printing the average. How much is the average? So look at here. In this example, you can see here, average is 89.75. Okay, out of these marks, the average is 89.75. So who are the students who are above average? So if you see the above average marks, the first student Dave is 93 and it is greater than average. Okay, so Dave will be printed as above average student. And Scott's marks is 85.75, which is below the average, 89.75. So Scott will not come in the category of above average student. And who is the student? Anna is 90.5 and it is also above average. So 2 students are above average and Scott is the only student who is below average. So now next you can see, we are again finding out who is above average and below average. So look at the printf statement. Details of the student who scored above average. What are the details we need to print? We need to print their roll number, we need to print their name, and we need to print the marks. So in the 3 students, find out the student who is greater than average. That means if S of I dot marks, if any student's marks, that is 0th index student marks is greater than average. So who is S of 0 dot marks? S of 0 dot marks, who is 0th index student? Dave. What is his marks? 93. Is it 93 is greater than average? What is its average marks? 89.75. So 93 is greater than average. So what are the details of that student has to be printed? His roll number has to be printed if it is greater than average. Yes, Dave is greater than average. 93 is greater than 89.75. So his name will be printed, his roll number will be printed, and his marks will be printed. Only if it is greater. Got it? So these are the students, and S of 0 dot marks has been printed. Okay. Next, I value becomes 1. Who is the student? S of 1. S of 1 is Scott. Okay. What is his marks? We are trying to fetch his marks. S of 1 dot marks. S of 1 dot marks is how much? It is 85.75. Is it S of 1 dot marks? 85.75 is greater than average. What is the average mark? Average marks is 89.75. It is not greater than average. So it will never enter this condition. Okay, it will be false because this condition has been false. So I will again be incremented. Now student is not greater than average, so we need to check the next student. That will be the student with index 2 because I has become from 1 to 2. So who is second student? Index second. Index 2 is nothing but third student detail. That is Anna. Anna's marks is 90.5. 90.5 is greater than 89.75. Okay, so his details will be again printed. So that is his roll number, name, and marks will be printed. So 2 students are greater than average. And now we need to print not only the greater, we should also print the person who is below or equal to average. Same thing. Here the condition will be changed. That is, S of I dot marks is lesser than or equal to average will be checked. Only those student who is lesser than or equal to, lesser than or equal to. So neither Dave is lesser than average, nor Anna is lesser than average. Only Scott is lesser than average. So his details will be printed next. Same for loop. Only the thing is we need to check lesser than or equal. So this is what is a program to compute average, sum of the marks, average of the marks, and to find out who is below average student and above average student in the set of n students in the class. I hope so you have understood this program, and this is one of the lab program. Thank you.